Tougaloo was founded in 1869. Tougaloo was governed by the American Missionary Association, which was headquartered in New York City. And of course, the AMA grew out of the Amistad Affair. And the AMA establishes Tougaloo College. And so Tougaloo, from its very inception, was integrated. Even in 1869, the faculty was white. So it's not until the 1940s that you begin to get a cadre of black intellectuals that are flowing into the college. And again, it's not until 65 that you get an appointed black president, who was President George Albert Owens. Dr. Berinsky, who came to Tougaloo, had a connection at Harvard. And by him having that connection at Harvard, the friend of Berinsky basically reached out to McGinnis, if I'm not mistaken, and said, you know, you've got to come down to this little small HBCU in Mississippi. You know, it's doing great things. You've got to see it for yourself. And so this, in some kind of way, this caught the attention of McGinnis. And so McGinnis comes down in the summer of '68, and basically he is enthralled with what is going on and what he sees, you know, the caliber of students, the culture here at Tougaloo. And he goes back, he graduates from Harvard, and in '69, he comes from Harvard to Tougaloo, basically, and spends the entirety of his professional career at Tougaloo College.
My first encounter with summer science program, as you see my shirt, I am a member of the inaugural health science summer program of 1973. One of the things that I liked about working with Rich is that I helped him with the applications and looking at those for potential participants for the summer program. Rich not only looked at the ACTs, the SATs, and the grades, or whether you were valedictorian or salutatorian. He paid careful attention to the essay. He wanted to get a gleam into the character of the person, what was their story, and how the summer science program could give them an opportunity to get ahead. So he was looking for more than just a student. He was looking for a Tougalooan.
I think the most important thing in terms of lesson learned that I've got from Dr. McGinnis is the power of passion. He understood what the issues were, the shortcomings, and didn't allow artificial impediments to interfere with his belief of what an individual's IQ could be, what their EQ could be, and he worked tirelessly to bring out the best.
I think he just loved the people here. He loved the impact that he was making on people's lives. And I think he, you know, being in one place for so long and seeing people from the Mississippi Delta and other areas of Mississippi transition from what they were when he got them to moving to you know, to high heights. I think that, you know, that was extremely rewarding for him. And then you add on top of that to find Mrs. McGinnis, it was over with. When he found her, he wasn't going nowhere. So I think just the love of knowledge and passing knowledge on. And I think he enjoyed being a catalyst for change to the, you know, to the people that he taught. And, you know, he didn't see us, he never treated us like we were anything different, you know, from himself. He always, it seemed like he took us on as like a father figure, and he wanted us to do well, and he just loved to see it.
We've had a wonderful life together. It's been nice. He loves the students. He loves them so much. I first met Doc. We had a faculty cafeteria at Tougaloo then. We talked, and he said, well, what do you do here? I said, I direct a project which helps children. And he told me what he did. He said he had gotten a grant And he didn't know anything about that. Well, how you do that? And I said, well, I'll be glad to help you out. I said, I was just so glad that there was such a program. I was just so happy. I helped him get organized and how to do schedules, and I just did the hard work. Yeah, so that's basically how we met, and so I worked with him for about 5 years. He just was funny all the time. He was funny as he was serious about the lesson in quality education. Yeah, he was good to me. He's a good guy.
I didn't know exactly what science, but I was interested in biology and chemistry when I was in high school. And so the SSP program was a 4-week program, and it really got you ready for collegiate work, especially in the STEM field. And so I was really excited about that. I felt like I learned a lot. And I did the program 2 years in a row. So my senior year in high school, when I had done the program prior, I was so advanced. And so actually when I got to Tougaloo College, I came in taking calculus, I came in taking chemistry and biology, everything that they had taught me in SSP. And just because of Tougaloo College and the strong foundation that they actually lay, I was able to transition to Meharry Medical College in their doctoral program. And I did my 6 years, got my doctoral degree, and I ended up right back at home at the Eagle Queen Tougaloo College.
I attended Tougaloo from 1974 to 1978. I initially majored in biology, but ended up graduating with an English journalism degree. I realized early on that medicine wasn't for me. I come from a big family, 5 sisters and 5 brothers. 6 of us went to Tougaloo, 3 who went ahead of me. So I knew if I went to school, we had to get out and move on, or we were gonna have to come back home to Greenwood and work in the field. In the HSSP program, I really enjoyed the instructors in pre-health. They were very open and honest. And with Dr. McGinnis, he was very honest. If you were not doing well, he told you what you needed to do. And if you didn't do it, he suggested that you move on to something else. That was something new. And in that, I didn't have many white teachers, and I appreciated just that discourse of having an open and honest conversation with McGinnis. And actually, I moved on, and that was probably the best thing for me.
One of the things that's most important is that obviously he recruited from small town Mississippi, and schools that had the least performing college prep programs in the state. And from that was able to farm the best of us and send us throughout the country. And one of the things that he did really was demonstrate the power of one person who's committed to change lives for generations.
I learned so much from Doc. It's just being around somebody that was so brilliant. You know, you hear Harvard, Berkeley, you hear all these places, and it seems like it's so far away from what's achievable. And I thought that he was the bridge for that, for so many people that would not have thought to even apply to those schools. He was the bridge that was like, just apply. And people were getting in. They weren't just getting in, they were doing well. You know, people were graduating and, you know, being top of their classes, and then a lot of people were coming home and doing well. It was just, you know, the 100 black men say that what people see, they will be. So I think having him there as a person that you can see and touch, that was at these places, it really helped a lot of people know that they can do it. And that helped out a lot. I mean, there's so many people from Mississippi that have benefited from him just being here.
Well, Dr. McGinnis, one of my favorite McGinnis stories when I was a freshman, I will admit that I was just a little cocky, just a little. I don't know where I learned that, but I'd signed all my papers, all my tests in general chemistry that he was the teacher, their only teacher of. I signed my name, Dr. Carl Reddings, every test. and for a while I was kicking butt. So I was, I got emboldened to make my doctor even better. And in one test, he circled the doctor, and then next to the score, my test score, he wrote "not at this rate."
I must admit, I had heard about his remarkable tenure at Tougaloo, but I had never actually dealt with material specifically regarding the endeavors that he had undertaken over a number of decades. I must admit, this blew my mind. The depth of information that was in that small space. He had information that dealt with the cohorts, where they were going, what they were doing in publications. He tried to produce one publication each summer. Certainly around 77, he's producing a publication every year. And I must say that when you view the information and you can track and see basically where these people went and the things that they did, it's very impressive.
I think legacy is so important, and what the summer science programs and what Dr. McGinnis created here are legacies. And we have to find the information, we have to find the participants, we have to find what they're doing, and we have to reach and ask them to give back to Tougaloo, to give back to the next generation of students who may have been like us, like me from the Delta, or who needed an opportunity. And I think that's what I would want the next generation, why this is so important, why we put it together, why we identify these participants, because they all received something. And we have all that common thread, that commonality together, and we need to act on it, and we need to come together to continue that legacy and to preserve his name and respect. He gave his life for that. And that's what I would want everybody to know.
And I think having a place where you can be nurtured as a young person, as a young mind, and you're able to matriculate into the world with that confidence, I think that's a really good thing. And if we don't take care of our stuff, it goes away. And then you have to rebuild those things that were already there. And I think we need to do what we have to do to maintain what we have.
By 1965, Tougaloo has a very impressive faculty, and people from all over the country are graduates from well-regarded institutions: Berkeley, Harvard, Yale, Howard, Tuskegee. Not only Ivy League schools, but prominent HBCUs as well. And I'm sure that when Dr. McGinnis came on campus in 1968, he tapped into the spirit of Tougaloo. And by him tapping into the spirit of Tougaloo, I think that he was impressed. I do not think that he anticipated the encounter that he eventually had in the summer of '68. But by having that experience, I think it not only, in a roundabout way, it directly transitioned the lives of students, but I believe it transitioned him, not only as an academic, but certainly as a person. And so Tougaloo had a legacy, and I believe that he perceived that type of atmosphere when he came. And I believe not only that, but I believe he saw the potentiality of what could be. And that was why he had an unwavering commitment to education here at Tougaloo College.